What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is another episode of Tactical Nerf Loadouts. After I published the review on the Nerf rival Khaos, super fun to play with by the way, quite a few people commented in and said, hey Coop, how would you even use this in a Nerf war? These magazines are massive. How do you store a few extras? So, Nerf rival Khaos heavy loadout. This is not intended to go fast, quick. This is the guy who just wants to pew pew as long as possible. Starting out with the blaster, unmodified Nerf Khaos. I don't have any attachments, any gizmos. I think it works pretty well in unmodified form, and I don't really want to add extra junk. I've used this in a few videos now, and I even have a review on it, so that's enough of that. Now to my gear. See, I'd like to drop the Khaos on a sling, but it doesn't have a sling mount, so I have to set it down. Lay bummer. Over on my left-hand side, I have a dump pouch made by Condor. So there are 2 magazines in there at the ready, you know, for quick reloads. Quick-ish. These do slosh around on my belt quite a bit. That's why it's the heavy loadout, not really recommended to move quickly. Condor makes pretty inexpensive tack gear. This one's black. This is the same dump pouch, but in like tan. And I have 2 more magazines over here. So 4 on my flanks, and then on my bum right here, I have a tack gray one. This is not made by Condor, it's another one. This one's kind of crappy though. I prefer the Condor dump pouches, but they don't have any in gray, so I just needed a gray dump pouch for something. But in this pouch, I also have 2 more Khaos magazines, so yeah, I have 6 extra on my body, plus 1 in the mag. Which if you add it up, balls upon balls, so I can just spray my balls all over people. Yeah, so that's pretty much what the entire loadout is based on. You don't really need much other than a Khaos and plenty of ammo to feed into it. You don't need extra gear, other blasters, secondaries, none of that crap. Pew pew for days, bro. Full auto, just lane people and just keep spraying, and with this much ammo, you pretty much don't have to take your finger off the trigger. Well, you do, only to reload. If you're not one for running quickly, this loadout could work. You know, it bounces quite a bit. I think the trade-off is definitely worth it for some situations where, you know, the heavy roll, you just want to pew pew for days, and you're just not going to run that fast. You know, just trot around. But eventually, you will run out of ammo. Well, if you play long enough. So then you camp up to reload. Out comes more balls. This is the Amabilis duffel bag. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The world's toughest bag. Imagine the most durable duffel bag you've ever seen in your life and then multiply that durability by about 100, and that's what this is. I have a bunch of rival balls in this one, but you can put all sorts of stuff in it. They have a Kickstarter to get their project off the ground, link in the description box below. Having a small pouch with like 50 extra rounds, that works for dart guns and, you know, most Nerf wars, but when you run out of all of these magazines, you pretty much have to sit down, take 10 minutes to reload, or, you know, 20. Get your sack of balls, you know, your ball sack, and then reload and then go out and pew pew for days. This product is overbuilt for like world adventures and anything you could possibly throw at it. A Nerf war. It's like almost insulting. Perhaps a backpack style for other people, but I like this one. That's where I keep all my balls in the sack, you know, ball sack. That's pretty much the entire loadout. Once you shoot a rival Khaos, you might realize you don't need to add anything to it. You don't need a secondary or anything else. You just need to keep feeding it balls and let the thing do its job, which is pew pew for days. Yeah, talk about overpowered. What if you had a whole squad of people like this? Oh my gosh, you could just spray balls. Did it warrant a loadout video? Probably not, but people ask. This is how I would run the heavy class in the Khaos. I'm not really sure I'd run a light class with this blaster because the magazines are so big and bulky. You can run the Apollo or the Zeus with a lower profile or at least like faster, slimmer rig, but this blaster, perhaps not. Side note, I have not been able to find these magazines sold separately. If you're wondering how I acquired so many, yeah, I bought a bunch of Khaoses. Pretty chaotic if you ask me. Ayo, pun intended. But if you check out for sales and snipe them when they become available, you might be able to get them for a slightly lower cost, but it's still very expensive if you're buying the whole blaster just for the magazine. I'm beginning to ramble. If you have any questions or comments how to improve this loadout, leave a comment in the section below. Perhaps I'll make a future video on a more realistic or loadout for somebody who doesn't just want to stand still the whole time, probably based around the Nerf Zeus. That's the heavy loadout for the Nerf Khaos. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay tactical.